You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello and welcome to Unstoppable Actors. I've got a really insightful episode for you today. But first of all, if you are new to the Unstoppable Actors podcast, thank you so much. I'm so excited that you've found us. I hope this is going to be the first of many episodes that you're going to tune into, because each episode is always jam-packed, full of important information that you need to know to get your acting career off the blocks so you can become unstoppable. And if you're returning, you're a regular listener, thank you so much. As always, love having you here. And I absolutely love hearing from those of you that join our Unstoppable Actors Facebook group just how much you enjoy the podcast. So as long as you keep enjoying it, I will keep creating episodes to help you. Before we dive into how we're going to approach kissing scenes when you're already in a relationship, did you know that I ran a free 2-hour workshop on Saturday called Red Hot Create Sizzling Screen Chemistry, even if you've just met? It was a method acting workshop designed to make all of your on-screen relationships believable to casting directors, so they are absolutely wowed by your performances and want to recall you and give you the job. Now, why am I telling you that I ran it on Saturday? Because there is a replay available until Tuesday midnight. So that's Tuesday the 11th of June UK time. You can get the replay and you can watch that recording, and I highly recommend you do it because the exercises we use are life-changing. These are exercises that not very many actors are using at all because they don't really know about them. Powerful method acting exercises that will enhance your performances. So if you want the replay, just go to this link, bit.ly/red hot replay, and that's all in lowercase. I've linked it underneath the episode for you if you don't want to type that into Google. So just click the link underneath the episode, go and get that replay before it disappears at midnight, Tuesday the 11th of June UK time, because once it's gone, it's gone. You'll never be able to access it again. I'm not even doing it as a paid workshop afterwards. It's free until then, and then it disappears forever. So go and grab it whilst it's still available. And let's dive into this episode then. So how do we approach kissing scenes when you are in a relationship? Let's be honest about this, okay? When we know we've got a kissing scene coming up, it can make things awkward. And so we are going to approach this from two different angles. We're going to approach it from the angle of it makes you feel bad towards your partner or awkward towards your partner. And also the second angle is that it can actually make you believe you have feelings for another person. Anybody who says that doesn't happen has never done a kissing scene. We have got to acknowledge, the reason I'm saying that is because we've got to acknowledge that acting is the most personal of the arts. So other arts, dancing aside, rely on an external medium to tell the story. So if we think about the painter, they're using paper, a canvas, maybe a wall, something that is not them. When we think about the pianist, they're using the piano. The instrument is separate from them. But when we think about the actor's instrument is their body, and that is the very same thing that they are living with. So, of course, it can be challenging. It can be challenging to separate the two out, the two being the art and our personal feelings. We are human after all, and we will make mistakes. So we have to acknowledge this. There's a few things I want to share with you in this. So it might be worth sitting down and getting a cup of tea if you're not driving or you're not on the train, because it's going to be quite an in-depth, juicy episode, this one. So if you're in a relationship and you know you've got some sort of kissing or intimate scene coming up and it is making you feel a little bit awkward, either towards your partner or maybe towards yourself, there's 3 ways that we can approach this. The first thing is you've got to go to yourself first and foremost, and you've got to ask yourself, what is this actually about? What's really underneath all of this? What are the feelings and where are they coming from? When you can go to this first and tackle it head on right at the root, it should hopefully start to allow you to pull out what's really going on, tackle it head on, as I've already said, and then feel a bit better about it. Because what's usually happening is we're creating a story in our head about something. Now, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the story is that you're creating, but there will be some sort of story that's been created, and the story in our head is usually much bigger than the reality. So it's always good to go to yourself first and uproot what's really going on. If you've tried that and there's still these feelings, you're still feeling awkward, there's still this story going on in your head, and you've got a good relationship with your partner, I'm hoping you do, then you might have to go to them and be really honest, because all good relationships work on the premise of healthy communication, especially around hard subjects. So it might be worth going to your partner and just acknowledging the feelings that, I've got this scene coming up. It's making me feel a little bit awkward because I'm feeling bad towards you or whatever. I know it's my job, but, it's still a feeling that I'm feeling. Have a good conversation with your partner if they're open to it. I mean, don't just offload it all onto them out of the blue. Your partner's going to respect that. Well, hopefully they do, because it is a big thing to have to have some sort of kissing or intimate scene when you're in a relationship. I remember when I was in a relationship last year, and the person I was with at the time came to the premiere of a film I'd been in. And in that film, I'm in a relationship, and one of the first things he asked me is, are there any kissing scenes? And I said no, because obviously there wasn't. And he was like, okay, because I just don't think I'd be able to watch them if there were. And I was like, that's fine. Like, I have to respect where you're coming from. It's not for me to try and sell the idea that, oh, well, this is just my job and it doesn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. It's just, no, that's how that person feels. So I will respect that. No questions asked. It's okay. So it might be worth going to your partner and just having a little chat with them and telling them what's going on for you. Hopefully they'll reassure you. Hopefully the conversation is reassuring. I wouldn't recommend going to your scene partner, the person you've got the intimate scene with, because offloading something as big as this onto them might be something they're not expecting or might not be ready for. What I would say instead is not that we should never speak about it with the scene partner, but check in that they're okay with the scenes. Check in with what each other's boundaries are. Because even with method acting, when so many people wrongly assume that you've got to throw yourself into the role and forget about your life and forget about real life, actually that's not right. Because you've got a duty of care towards yourself, towards your partner in your real life, towards the story, and also towards your scene partner as well. So ask if they're okay with it. Are there any boundaries that they've got that they want respecting? And likewise, then you can communicate what your boundaries are as well. So I've been in this situation from both sides, really. The side which I've already shared with you, where I've been in a scene, where I've been in a relationship with the scene partner, or the two characters were in a relationship, and then a person I was in a relationship with came to watch the film, as I've already shared. But then I've been in it from the other side as well, where I was in a relationship with another actor. The character they were playing fell in love with another character. And so I've been on the outside, I've been the partner of the actor. I hope this is making sense. And what happened with that is that my partner at the time, who was the actor, actually couldn't separate their feelings. They couldn't see that this is just a story and I'm an actor telling a story. And so what started to happen is that person's feelings, their actual feelings, started to get a little bit entangled with the story. And because they weren't able to separate out their feelings, it did actually cause a bit of chaos and turbulence in the relationship that I was in with them. And you don't want to lose your relationship over this. So we've had like a sort of therapeutic approach to how we can approach our feelings around the awkwardness. But then how do we approach it from the craft side of things? Well, first of all, we go to the given circumstances. The given circumstances are what's verifiably true in the story. We'll always approach the given circumstances anyway, no matter what role we're playing, whether there's intimate scenes or not. But especially in stories like this, where there are intimate scenes and there are kissing scenes, the given circumstances will help you stay grounded. As well as fueling your imagination so you tell the story truthfully, they will help you as the artist stay grounded and remind you that this is a story and your life and the character's life don't need to blur. Secondly, before you do these sorts of scenes, you need to use the method's chair relaxation, because this is going to allow you to relax. It's going to allow you to release nervous energy. And again, similar to the given circumstances, it's going to allow you to stay grounded. Thirdly, as we've already said, we're going to establish boundaries with our scene partner. We have to understand what their limits are, and you have to understand what your limits are, and you communicate them. That is the best way to work with someone in these sorts of circumstances. And then finally, once you've done the scenes, you then need to go and do a step out after the scenes, because sometimes feelings can start to develop. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just natural. It's like you can start a friendship with someone and you start to develop feelings for them in the sense that you really like them as a friend. You want to spend more time with them because you enjoy their friendship. We are humans after all, and we live life via our feelings. So stepping out, again, will allow you to reground, and it will allow you to be disciplined, and also recognise that as soon as the scene is finished, as soon as shooting is finished for the day, as soon as the performance is finished, if it's a stage play, you go back to you. And this person isn't a part of your life other than being a work colleague. And of course, acting is, like we've already said, it's a very personal art, but it is an art form and it is a job where we get to know people on a much deeper level than you would in the ordinary 9-to-5 job. We can't ever deny that. But you always have to remind yourself that this is a work colleague, no matter how quickly relationships are forming, which they do when we're on set. Let's not deny that. We do establish quick relationships with people. So the step out will allow you that discipline to reground, reset your nervous system, come back to reality and recognise this is a work colleague. I hope this has been useful for you. I hope it's given you some different ideas and some different ways in to these sorts of scenes. And I hope it's allowed you to know that you can actually tackle this and stay disciplined and stay professional. And I also hope it's reassured you as well, because this is something that I don't feel like very many people talk about other than saying, well, it's just a job. That's not acknowledging the nuance of being a human. So take what's resonated with this episode and park the rest of it. And finally, just a reminder that workshop that I ran on Saturday is available to watch until midnight, Tuesday, the 11th of June. So definitely go and get the replay so you can watch the recording of it. And you can go and get it at bit.ly/redhotreplay, or just click the link under the episode, because I am showing you in there some of the best method acting exercises that are going to allow you to bring so much depth and so many layers to your work that perhaps you'd been missing previously. And these are the exercises you need to make sure all your on-screen relationships, platonic and romantic, are believable to casting directors, so you become very favourable in their eyes. So once again, that link is underneath the episode, and I will see you again soon. Bye. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.